When a tiny German Shepherd puppy was born, no one could have predicted the cruel turn his life would take. His own mother pushed him aside, rejecting him as though he didn't belong. Fragile, helpless, and close to death. His survival seemed impossible, yet fate had other plans. An elderly man with a compassionate heart took him in, not just as a dog but as his child. He bottle-fed him, cradled him, dressed him, and cared for him like a baby. This little pup's journey amazed everyone who witnessed it. Before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, I'd love to know where are you watching from. Drop your country in the comments. It's always inspiring to see how far these stories reach. The litter had just been born, tiny cries echoing in the dim barn. Most of the pups wriggled toward their mother, seeking warmth and milk, but one small and weak pup was shoved aside. His mother turned away, nudging him as though he wasn't hers. The little German Shepherd trembled, his cries faint, his attempts to crawl back rejected again and again. She licked the others but ignored him, leaving him on the cold floor to shiver. For a newborn, that rejection was a near-death sentence. Hours passed. The rest fed and grew stronger, but the weakest became weaker, his belly empty, his cries nearly gone. He was fading. From the corner, an old man who often helped with the animals watched with sorrow. His heart ached at the sight. He felt this was not just a puppy, it was a life reaching out for help. He couldn't walk away. Kneeling down, his rough hands lifted the fragile pup from the straw. The puppy was cold, heartbeat faint, eyes still sealed shut. The man held him against his chest, feeling the fragile breath, weak but alive. He looked toward the mother still nursing the others, indifferent to the one she rejected. Sadness struck him, but also resolve. "If you won't have him," the man whispered, "then I will." He carried the pup home, preparing a basket with blankets by the fire. He warmed milk in a bottle and carefully fed him drop by drop. At first the pup struggled, then latched weakly, drinking as though hope had returned. As night deepened, the man rocked gently with the pup nestled against his chest. For him it wasn't just saving a life, it was giving one a chance to be loved. From that night on, he silently promised to raise the shepherd as his own child. Every morning, he warmed a bottle holding the pup in his arms, ensuring each drop was taken. Slowly, the frail body gained strength. The cries grew louder, tiny paws pressed with new energy. He wrapped him in blankets, humming lullabies once sung to his children. Neighbors who visited were astonished to see a man rocking a puppy like an infant. But to him, this pup wasn't just an animal. He was family. Days turned into weeks, their bond deepening. The puppy slept on the man's chest, soothed by his heartbeat. The man even sewed little shirts, smiling as the pup stumbled clumsily across the room. He wasn't raising a dog in the usual way. He was raising him as a son. The puppy responded with trust, affection, and loyalty that grew stronger each day. As months passed, the fragile pup became a healthy German Shepherd. His paws large, his bark strong, yet his upbringing made him different. He behaved more like a child than a dog. Every morning the old man dressed him in shirts, speaking to him as if to a person. Amazingly, the dog seemed to understand, tilting his head, wagging his tail, his eyes full of intelligence and love. Their days fell into routine, sharing meals, strolling through the garden, resting together, and evenings by the fire. The old man taught him small tasks, praising him like a father would praise a child's first steps. Soon the shepherd fetched slippers, waited at the table, and sat quietly as the man read aloud. Their lives blended seamlessly, filling the emptiness each once carried. Neighbors whispered about the unusual pair, but behind curiosity was admiration. The bond was undeniable, unbreakable. They were father and son, joined not by blood, but by devotion. Still, raising a shepherd wasn't always easy. Illnesses came, with sleepless nights and hurried visits to the vet. Each time, the old man feared losing the pup he fought to save. But every recovery made their bond stronger. Criticism followed too. Some laughed at him for treating a dog like a child. Others questioned if an elderly man could handle such energy. Their words stung, But he never wavered. That promise he made in the barn stayed with him. Even financial struggles couldn't break it. Food, vet bills, supplies, all hard to afford. Yet he managed sacrificing luxuries, working odd jobs, because to him the dog's life was priceless. The shepherd sensed his burdens, offering comfort with a nuzzle or resting his head on the man's lap. Through every trial, their love never faltered. Years passed. The once rejected pup grew into a magnificent German shepherd, strong, bright-eyed, and endlessly loyal. Wherever the old man went, he followed, guarding and guiding with silent devotion. They were no longer seen as strange. They were inseparable. People admired the sight, the shepherd walking with quiet dignity beside the man, as if giving him life again. One evening, as the sun set, the old man sat on his porch, the shepherd at his feet. He thought back to that night in the barn, the helpless pup cast aside. Smiling, he whispered, "You were never just a dog, you were my son." The shepherd lifted his head, eyes gleaming with understanding. In them was the truth. They were family, bound by love and sacrifice, a story to inspire all who witnessed.